Well, we told you it wouldn't be too long of a wait. We are already back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to those who have already been here and to those only now joining us. The Maincast Autumn Brawl. We're already a few days in, and we've got one more best of 3 to play today because Esparta, they made quite quick work of Empire in that previous series.
Yep. I actually expected it to maybe be even a bit faster, but they decided to have some fun in the fountain, just like kids
just
usually
dipping
do.
their toes in the water.
Splashing themselves a little bit in the water of the fountain, I suppose.
Yeah, there's no kidnappers in this fountain for them. Instead, they just got to play the heart's content with no repercussions, actually. We've already got a draft going on here.
But because that game ended so fast,
we're here so quickly with the next one.
We're here so quickly with FCDB, Dynamo Brest, esports versus Team Lithium. Alright, Kezu's back. He has his Treant Protector drafted and the Mirana. After this, Phoenix has been banned obviously by FCDB, and they picked Tiny and Dark Willow for themselves. Classic meta draft so far. The Treant and the Mirana can be a very potent lane on the offlane together. You don't have to roll them there, you don't even have to put them together though, but the dual lane of Treant and Mirana can be really strong already. On the other hand, the Tiny and the Dark Willow, same situation pretty much. You can put them on the offlane, this can be your classic duo, but you don't have to. But if you do, you're gonna dominate that lane. So we have these openings that are very, very classic for the current meta.
Yeah, just flexible, not too much given away. Usually not until the third pick do we start to see what's going on from both teams, and that's where one team will aim to just take the leap forward, take control of the draft phase.
So, when it comes to bans, we have seen the Wisp ban, basically preventing FCDB from getting the Wisp Gyro combination, the famous, the amazing Wisp Gyro combination. After that, we also, most notable bans should be the Ogre ban. Feels bad because the last couple of days Ogre was in every single game and we don't see Ding 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 anymore. Not today at least. I like seeing Ogre. At least the multicast, it's fun. It's a fun hero, that's what he is. Unless he's just running around and bloodlusting, then he's not fun.
See, you're just getting into the spectator hype mode. That's what that is. Because, you know, when you're a big spectator, you're not in the game. You're not there going, that's stupid, that's broken, whatever. You start to enjoy the big crit heroes, the RNG-based things, because you never quite know what they're going to do.
You know what? This hero, the third hero that's been banned, the Drow Ranger, you kind of always know what she's going to do. She loses the laning stage, but after that, she comes back, she gives the aura to everyone, and she dominates. She just dominates you. And that's why she's banned. And when you have a Mirana and Drow, they dominate even harder on multiple lanes because of that aura. So you better ban her.
Definitely a lot of buffer type heroes are out with the Ogre, and of course you said the Drow. Just trying to make sure there isn't these amplifiers that can ruin a lane. It's really hard to deal with extra variables like that. Especially like a Drow, as you said, is that type of hero. Doesn't really need to be doing too well itself. It's just the way it enables everyone else in the draft.
And what do you, sir, think about this Rubik pick? Because, honestly, I like Rubik. I always liked him. Talking about interesting heroes, he's super interesting. He has that, I mean, one of the, possibly after Morphling, the funnest hero to play when it comes to skill sets. Because you can be anyone, right? You can steal anyone's spells. So
one at a time.
One at a time, but still, it's fun. And then instantly...
Okay, it's not so much fun. Yeah, no fun happening here.
No fun allowed. That's what Dynamo Brest omens. Dynamo Brest.
Just call them FCDB.
Dynamo Brest. That's
you just like saying the word breasts. Let's not be deceptive.
Football club Dynamo Brest. That's what they did. They picked the silencer. They said no fun allowed. Actually, no talking allowed. They're gonna silence this Rubik. And with that last word or the global silence, he's going to be unable to use all of those possible spells that he was about to steal. However, so far this game isn't really great for Rubik because he doesn't have too many awesome spells to steal. There's no Fissure, there's no Sukuchi, nothing like that.
There's a Centaur. I was going to wonder if this is going to come up because we've seen the Rubik Centaur combo already today. That was to counter out a Weaver. It's not terrible against something like the Dark Willow if you catch first.
Well, what like Rubik right here is really good because not only the Centaur, but you can lane in with the Mirana too. So you have the option to either lane in with Centaur and then combo the lift into the Centaur Stomp, or to combo in with the Mirana and use the lift into Arrow. Like either works, either is pretty plausible and good. So in that aspect, for their laning stage, Rubik makes a lot of sense. And they could have very decent lanes.
And we've seen the Centaur train combo before. It is actually brutal. Both these guys hit incredibly hard, and it's just through sheer right-click power, you force your opponent out of lane. Even Ursus, we've seen just demoted from lane.
I mean, any hero that thinks... I mean, any player that thinks he can trade hits with Treant and Centaur is gonna just get...
He's gonna learn quick.
He's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna learn really quick on that lane. Look at these two muscly boys. You can't mess with them, man. They're too strong. Well, by the way, whenever people talk about muscly heroes, they talk about Axe, I don't know, Night Stalker. Look at Centaur. Look at that power lifter, dude. Like, he's huge.
Yeah, but then he's going to nerd out and go, well, he's a Centaur. All Centaurs tend to be pretty buffed up. It's natural.
I guess.
I'm kind of interested in the muscly nature of Treant. You seem to think he's a muscly hero. He's made of wood. You know that, right?
Well,
this isn't the cosplayer, right? It's not someone underneath.
Leave me alone.
You know,
I was dazzled by Centaur's muscles.
That's what it was. They blinded you, and for a moment you forgot the Treant protector was
How many
a tree.
leg days does he have, though? That's what worries me. He isn't really like his legs, kind of. I don't know. I don't think he is.
I can definitely tell you, like, a cross trainer is not going to work for him. Maybe a specially crafted cross trainer.
All right. What do you think? What do you think? What does FCDB
That's
need
my
next?
thought right now. Is
So
they need a clear carry because Tiny's that mid game branch, right?
oh, they go for the Furion.
Okay, they're bidding low.
Let me just see. So if you go with the Furion on the offlane, you don't really. I mean, versus the Rubik, you should be fine. Versus the Treant, what's good is the fact that you can use the Treants as a way of just clearing the trees, so the Treant has nowhere to hide. But in that aspect, it's kind of good. But I don't see any hero that Nature's Prophet completely dominates. So and that makes this a super viable pick.
I don't even see a hero that he combos well with right now. The Sans and the Dark Willow, it's not exactly a potent combo either way.
I agree. I completely agree. In all honesty, this Nature's Prophet draft pick is a bit strange to me, but they might have something in store. Maybe some plan that we are not able to see. Maybe something that they have already practiced.
Maybe something else that split pushes as well. Just basically go into the good old classic TI-free strategy hook.
And I wonder if this is Furion offlane, then this might be Tiny mid, most likely, right? And
it should be, yeah.
You can still lane the Tiny, I suppose, versus the Centaur and the Treant or Centaur plus Rubik, because in that way, Tiny is tanky. He can't really lane versus that. If it's Centaur plus 3, you can't lane versus that. But he should do better than most, because he is one of those tanky boys as well. So there's that. And also, there's a possibility of putting this Natures on mid. He has been played mid quite often. Well, not recently, but Alliance used to roll the Fury on mid a lot.
Yeah, Koifa runs it there a lot.
Koifa played in mid a lot, so maybe they're stealing something out of his book. I sincerely doubt that either Dark Willow or Silencer are going to be cores. Oh, we have
FCDB banned the Huskar. They watched the previous game.
Yeah, so we have a Spectre pick. Well,
see this, you know what this is, Liz? This is a half decent Spectre draft. It's definitely better than the last one we saw.
Well, it's going to create some space for the Spectre, or at least it should create some space for the Spectre.
There's a lot of global presence as well.
There is. You have the Silencer, you have the Prophet, you have the Spectre. But like the only damage that I see coming for them is this Tiny with the burst. Yeah, you have Bedlam, but yeah, it's a little bit unreliable. And I don't know, it can work obviously, but the draft is looking very shaky. While Team Lithium's draft looks on point, in the meta, the heroes look good, you have your damage sources, you have your pushing power, you have your beefy boys as well, and you also scale a bit better. So far, you have an answer to this Spectre. The only question is what do you want to pick mid versus the Tiny? Maybe a Kunkka? It's not banned.
No, they go for the Alchemist, which is not terrible this game actually. This is a half-decent Alchemist game, there we go.
Yeah, it's not terrible. The only question is if this Alchemist gets punished by Furion rotating in with someone else. So what could happen is Mage could be pressured a bit harder than usual because there's that global presence that we talked about. Furion can always port behind you and mess with you. So because of that, maybe that's not the best Alchemist game, but at the same time, Alchemist makes the pace of the game a bit faster because you have to deal with him. This is no longer a Spectre game, this is an Alchemist game, and both teams, they have to adjust to that. The question is FCDB going to be able to focus on that Alchemist? Are they going to be able to zone him, to stop him from getting that quick Radiance timing?
And that's my big concern, is this isn't like your Earth Spirit and maybe someone with a stun. This is a Silencer and a Dark Willow. Dark Willow not terrible for it.
Dark Willow can rotate. Perhaps she's going to be able to contain him, but with Tiny alone can toss him back. Tiny alone can last it versus him. It's not horrible. He's tanky. He suffers from the acid spray. He has low armor, but he should be doing quite fine one-on-one. But quite fine is not quite good enough versus Alchemist.
Exactly, because if he's getting even half the CS that you're getting, he's going to have the same net worth.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you fully shut him out, because while Alec is that type of hero that we've seen can suffer a lot, when it's given a little bit of space, it takes a lot.
Yeah, and once he rotates to that jungle and you aren't able really to contest him any longer, he gets a few stacks. After those few stacks, he gets the Radiance. After the Radiance, a Manta, and your towers disappear.
Off he goes,
yeah.
just does whatever he wants. So, I wonder what's happening with the odds in that one, because, I mean, this outpick wasn't really clear.
Yeah, I was thinking they're gonna pick something that's just stable, nothing too greedy, because already you're playing versus that Spectre. So if you just dominate hard enough, like in the last game, you can close up the game before she reaches that critical mass. And so far, we haven't really seen Spectres have a lot of impact, have we? Like in the last couple of days, every Spectre that has been picked has failed miserably. People, and I don't know why people are still going back to that Spectre pick, because it doesn't really look that convincing to me, to be honest.
It's a hero that's fallen off in popularity. Typically, we see pros abandon something the moment it gets a tiny nerf, but they've started to learn. If they're sticking with a pick, it's for a reason. The Spectre one is more just an insurance policy at this point, right? It's like, I think I can get us that late, and if we do get that late, we're
going to win, yeah, because it is a Spectre after all. However, we just haven't gotten to the late game in the last couple of Spectre games, at least.
Maybe this time will be different. And it looks like it's going to be that Centaur Treant lane. This is, don't be deceived, this is one of the most scary laning combos you can come up with.
Centaur plus Treant lane. Let's go, boys. Hit us with 100 damage each. Feels good. All right, Centaur does not
Centaur's
really...
like 66.
Yeah, he doesn't hit as hard as the Treant, but he looks just as intimidating, definitely. And he goes up close to you, he stuns you. What are you doing, you silly cat? Why is she shaking her head like that? Is that a taunt or something?
He's just, you know, just chill. Just spin him right now. Alchemist has his own little spin-off in the base, all alone. No one wants to join him. He's actually reluctant to show where he's going to be. It should be pretty obvious that he's mid, though.
Palantimos, J4, and the Tiny are here, though.
Pexu's sneaking. He's snooping. He sees everything.
Yeah, he has 8 tangos and a stout, so...
Look at this actually coming out from Lithium. They have no one sitting bot right now. They're going to go for the kill.
Well, Pikachu is here.
Arrow. Arrow connects. They just found it with the root as well. They'll be able to get the first blood onto Palantimos. That's the big boy. Dar gets the final tap as well. Beautifully done.
Actually, Pikachu is going to take quite... No, not too much
No, he's just out of range. Kez will tap him a few times. He's a tanky fella.
It's interesting that they actually managed to kill that Spectre. I guess Pexu with the root into the arrow, but it shouldn't happen. Right there, they should be a bit more careful because you are playing versus Mirana. You should know what's up. Also, Ruby going with not the telekinesis, but the Fate Bolt level 1. Which
they needed it for the kill.
They needed it for the kill, but it's not so bad. On the lane as well, it's going to help versus the Spectre's last hitting because it just lowers the damage and becomes even more obnoxious of a lane for her.
Yeah, it definitely pushes the wave a little bit, but if you zone them out slightly, then you don't even need to push the wave.
I really like I really liked what Mage was trying to do there, basically get the creep wave completely back so that he can perhaps last it out of range of Pikachu's Tiny, but it just didn't work. This tree has a very long reach, it seems.
Yeah, you know, he's basically a pseudo Monkey King, and ooh, those odds.
The odds are...
No one believes in FCDB, and I can't blame them. That first blood that happened top. It's definitely a damning factor.
Well, with that first blood, definitely they have an edge here. They also have that Alchemist. They picked up those 2 bounty runes, so he's off to a good start as well. He should be, I mean, it is an Alchemist versus Tiny, so we'll see. I don't think the odds should be that high, though.
No, it's a hard lane for Out nonetheless, but I think the bigger concern right now is they're not even getting the lane matchup they probably want. FCDB are forced to put their Nature's Prophet against the Centaur, which means you can't actually ever force him out of lane, and instead, So Bad, he's getting super low. He hasn't got the Shadow Realm.
So Bad, run So Bad.
Fairy Fire, one more tap needed. MNT will be able to find it. The South being cancelled. They're going to move across. Kezi really wants this, but and he's just a walking right-click machine. So looks like So Bad's going to live. But
so Bad proving not to be so bad, using that Sal in a really good position there.
But
top, Pexu might be so bad.
He's going to go by.
He's so dead, actually. Alright, Pexu falls versus a Spectre plus Silencer lane?
That only happens if you're not pressuring. That's the kind of thing as well. This is why we were expecting the Centaur plus the Treant. In the bot lane, look at this. They found a different kind of tree. Nature's Prophet is going to fall.
Tree is suffering everywhere, man. What is
there no mercy? Look at the amount of tangos eating these trees. Okay? Is there no one that will stand up for tree kind?
I mean, even the Treant had 7 tangos coming top lane, so even he does not want to stand up for himself. So.
He's a very big cannibal, let's put it like that.
So bad.
So bad. Is he going to be in trouble? He might be so screwed. They got the Stomp, the Shadow Realm's lasting long enough that Kezi maybe not doesn't want to hang around.
Yeah, he should be fine.
He actually has to be careful because the Shadow Realm is magic damage, right?
Yeah,
so.
and these two, they dish out a lot of harassment, considering they're both ranged. Kezu, with his passive, should be able to kind of fend off, but it's not easy, definitely. This top lane is the one that's surprisingly hard for Mirana +3. As Spectre is, she's almost doubling Madara's last hits, and I had a feeling Pexu and Madara should have a good lane here. Treant is so strong, especially as the Treant went with the Stout Shield, right? You started off with the Stout Shield, you shouldn't even be close to dying here.
Meanwhile, if you want to talk about doubling,
J4?
how about tripling?
Here we go.
On J4, we're going to look for the kill to be able to get it. Madara will leak away from Clan Tomas, but to go back to that point, you said about doubling.
How about tripling or mid?
Yeah, tripling the CS, because Tiny's up to 19 last hits and Alka's only got 7. He had 6, so I was right. I did the math.
Yeah, we thought that the Alchemist might be able to do kinda alright. Oh, maybe next time he's gonna die. He dies.
He dies quick enough. Yeah, they were keeping an eye out. They're like, wait, where'd the Ruby go?
I also like the thing that he did there. When he was suiciding, he actually moved closer and closer to the tower so that he dies faster, so that the Dark Willow does not get that experience or the solo gold. That was pretty well done.
Indeed, and FCDB looking pretty damn good at the start of these lanes.
Yeah, Alchemist is starting to catch up though. He's no more doubled on the CS. Pexu
is getting low, but he should be just about fine. Meanwhile, the bot lane, So Bad. Well, actually, So Bad's going to be the one to find. He Sal's up on next to no HP, but Pexu did die. Yeah,
Pexu did die on the other lane, but So Bad we have to watch him all the time because So Bad tends to apparently get gone on very often here.
Not living up to his name though, he's surviving a lot.
So bad,
so good.
Yeah, so good so far.
And he's actually going to go into MNT alone here. Oh, but Living Armor will protect.
I think this part
of the in. Kezu's going to turn around. Stomp says Shadow Realm did come out. And oh, maybe next time he just ran to a route. They're going to move forward. Shadow Realm. No. So Bad mistimed it. Mistakes made. The Fate Bolt is going to come out to make sure there's no additional damage. But
yeah, this part of the game is very important for them, as in 7 seconds the runes are going to spawn. And the Alchemist is definitely telling his team, guys, go, take the bounties, I need them. I'm suffering here on the mid lane. And what do? How many do they get?
Let me just check my calculator. Mine only spells boobs. Why don't you give me the answer on that one, Liz?
I think they only got 1.
That's quite problematic.
That's not really great, is it? If you are a mage, you're flaming them right now. You're telling, what kind of a team are you?
You wanted me to win this game without. You got to enable me to do so.
Yeah, he's like, what do you want? Do you want me to CS? No, that's not what Alchemist is supposed to do. Just win the game for me. Get that bounty. What are you talking about?
Is that how you play out?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I should last it on mid. No. And look at this. Already, the Tiny and the Dark Willow on mid, they're well, I'm not certain they're smoke, but they're going behind. They're
No,
gonna
they're
board.
stabbing from behind.
Yeah, they're going
And
on
now,
this Alchemist.
he's not even level 6 yet. They're going to move in. The Curse Crown's there. Pikachu's on the prowl. Drop the acid spray, but it's not going to change too much. Nice lift from maybe next time. Might save Major's life here. It's going to try and move through. The Shadow Realm is there. The final tap. He won't even use it. The tree and the follow-up. Maybe next time. Almost dead. Pikachu still going. He's got the toss.
He has Soul Ring to toss.
Soul Ring. Go on. Do the work, Dark Willow.
Go on, Little Willow. Get him, you little fairy.
Be all you can be. The Curse Crown. He got the creeps. Can he get the deny? No, he can't. Double kill for Pikachu.
Easiest double kill of his life. Also, what happened there is they warded up their jungle, and because of that, every time Alchemist goes back to farm there, they'll keep tabs on him, and if they're ready enough, they should be able to take him down, just the same way they just did.
It's grim tidings for the Alc so far this game, but he's not quite out of it yet. It's only a 1k lead for FCDB, but once again, that is inflated by the fact that there's an Alchemist on the other side.
Of course. They are leading, though. On the side of FCDB, all 3 cores are in front so far. They're doing fine, and the Spectre is doing fine, which is really important for them.
That's a mistake. Arrow comes out, Madara gets the kill. And that's what we like to see. This is what we talk about with Silencer. He's very good when you're aggressive. The moment you are being pushed against, he is useless.
Exactly, and man, he suffered already so hard in that lane. It's not, I mean, for him it's not great, but at the same time, Spectre is on 2.2k net worth. She's keeping up, she's last hitting. It's not horrible for her. That lane is going to become more... It's going to become very difficult, though, right now.
I think the only thing that really matters for the side of FCDB at this moment is how well the Tiny is doing. Because, of course, they can just keep the Alchemist shut down.
Tiny is basically their space creator, their tempo controller, and through the mid-game, it's only going to... Like, is he going to get that Blink Dagger fast enough? Because so far, it looks like he will. And after he gets it, like, he's going to be able to roll across the map and get these pickoffs. Palantimos
getting low, not low enough. Palantimos has to back off here. J4 is going to move forward, but Mandara, he might look for the opportunity. Pegsu, he'll just about live 5 HP.
He isn't dead, alright.
Alright, this time not around. Starstorm, Palantimos getting low. Stampede, Mandara moving forward, will get the kill and leap away. With the living armor, he's not friend.
Leap away, the living armor gets the Spectre. Just a perfect play by Madara on the offlane.
And Sobat's wasting a lot of time. He keeps going to this mid lane right now.
Is he rewarding? No?
It's,
what is he hitting?
No, he's hitting a little... Is that a little...
Ward. It's a little ward. But
I was like, there's nothing else that can be but a ward. Come on.
It looks like a flower with that pink on top, the purple thing.
It's quite
on top
beautiful.
Of it, yeah.
I actually now want that as a...
Cosmetic? Yeah. Planting little flowers across the map.
But I think one thing that I'll really highlight here is now that Wheeler's spending a lot of time there, it's making the bot lane a lot easier for the side of Lithium. Natus Prophet is good, and he can sustain himself.
Yes.
But we've kind of moved away from this logic that you pick an MP so he'll be able to live, to you pick an MP to bully the crap out of someone and force him out of lane.
Yep. I mean, you know what? Honestly, I think this Dark Willow should rotate mid, but if they try to go for that Alchemist, they have to commit the Furion as well. So leaving that Furion on the bottom lane is not so bad if he comes with you when you go on that Alchemist, and then you have the manpower that's necessary to take down the Alchemist. Because if you remember the last time, they barely got him, and he didn't have his ulti that time. Now he has the ulti, so it's going to be very, very difficult for him, for Dark Willow and Tiny alone to take him down. It's still possible, don't get me wrong, but he has to be super out of position. So leave the Furion down there, even if he suffers whatever, as long as he comes to the rescue when the Alchemist needs to be killed.
It's not as much about him suffering as it is about making sure Centaur suffers, right?
Oh yeah, Centaur is going to find his war. But he's actually suffering, it seems.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. He'll be able to move away, though. Just the right click's not enough. Or is it? The phase moves move forward. One more tap will do it, and Kezu's going to fall.
Goodbye, Kezu. He was actually very greedy there. And Moon, like this guy, he plays a lot of Furion, and he knows how to body block you with those little treants. And he did exactly that. Plus that phase boots, plus the plus the minus armor item, whatever it's called. I forgot. Blightstone. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. It took me a second.
Nice little 300 GIM. Yeah, this is kind of the thing. Is he's self-sustained. That kill should never be happening. Honestly, Centaur for a start, you can just buy Quelling Blade if you're that worried about Sprout. And at the same time, you can't.
Those living trees are not Quelling Bladeable, and Kezu might be killable.
Yeah, he's in trouble. So bad, he heard us, he came back to the bot lane because he wants to make sure Kezu's head is down in the dirt.
Yeah, Kezu is saying, sorry team.
I think we've seen this before. Madara's going to move forward. Starstorm's going to come out. They want to go on Plandemos. The arrow is fluffed though. He's going to move forward on the J4. Use himself. Madara, he's overcommitted and he has to do this now. He'll move through. He's got the Tango. The Curse Crown's going to be there. He has no leaps left. He will fall.
He will fall, and he just gave his life to Spectre. Like, Spectre gets 340 gold. Well, actually, this is kind of weird. Madara gets 290 for the Silencer kill, while the Spectre gets 340 for the Mirana. Alright, interesting. Interesting, like 300 gold for a position 5 Silencer.
I mean, it's not like the Mirana's poor right now either.
That's what I'm saying. Only 50-ish gold difference. Oh well, here we go. The Furion is here.
That's what I've been looking for. He doesn't have the chemical rage for 5 seconds, and he's in trouble and dead.
There we go.
Done. They'll take the tower as well, and this is huge because then it opens up the jungle to go hunting the Alk. Kez in the top lane, hit by the Cursed Crown. Madara will be able to secure that bounty room.
The worst part, right there, you just mentioned it, is the bounty runes.
Exactly,
the Alchemist died, and he's not going to benefit from the 10-minute bounty runes at all. And that's such a horrible feeling for an Alchemist, especially an Alchemist that's not having fun in the lane either. He's also missing out on that sweet bounty gold advantage.
And on top of that, they put 3 heroes there to secure 1 rune. This is getting a little bit worrisome. FCDB got a 2k net worth lead at this point, and the Tiny is ready to just go hunting across the map now. On top, they might look to go on the prowl.
Kezu rotated top. He said, you know what? I can't
if
really
I'm going to keep dying, screw this.
If I'm going to keep dying, at least I'm going to help my team.
J4 might be dying. Madara's going to move in. This one's a more safe kill to go for. He won't die himself, and Nature's Prophet cancels the teleport in.
Yeah, basically, when you're a position 5, you feed sometimes, and that's it.
Okay.
That's my professional analysis of that. No, really.
Hold on a second. Which position do you play? It's a pos 5, isn't it?
not. Like, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways.
Too many moments to talk about, I guess.
Anyways, Silencer, why he died there is basically he tried to go in close enough to the tower, use that Arcane's Curse to get the creeps back, so that the tower push is a little bit delayed. However,
hello, Tiny arrived. Maybe next time. Yeah, that's what he's going to say to Tiny. Maybe you'll get me next time. But no, he gets caught out the Sprout into the toss, and the stun's there. Alk's in trouble. Stampede to get him out, though. They did use the Horn.
Well, that's actually really good for them. The Haunt was wasted too, so they don't have that in their arsenal any longer. That's pretty good. However, Spectre is still on the bottom lane farming, so she's not really pressured. She's not on the top lane. On the top lane is that same Silencer that was killed before. He might be killed again, but he doesn't really care.
Do you know what right now is going to be under pressure?
What?
It's not the album, it's going to be the bottom tier 2, because they have...
Alright, so look at those drawings, those beautiful strokes. They're basically drawing across the map, everyone with different colors, telling their team.
It's a beautiful canvas.
Yeah. Basically, they're saying, listen, this is ours. They might be here right now, but we're gonna take it back.
That's very deep of you, Liz.
This dire jungle
is a canvas.
This dire jungle, it's gonna be ours.
We're gonna paint it red.
Once
just like
again,
the town.
Once again, they might have taken our homeland, but we're gonna come back.
We're gonna strike back.
One day
we'll fly to this other dark, grim-looking place, but one day we will have life here again.
We're gonna rescue it, but first we have to kill
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Who has no life? J4, the Horn from the Rubik gonna move in. The Stomp's there, and goodbye, Mr. Salza.
Yeah, I mean, it's J4. The only reason he's here is to die, actually. To defend this tower and to die.
Yeah, to defend the tower.
Yeah, of course. Come on. That's it. He has that global, though. But usually what you do with Silencer when you're playing versus Spectre is you use that haunt when you use that global silence when she uses that haunt. However, when you're on the same team as the Spectre, you don't have to do that.
It doesn't tend to work that well.
Yeah, he was
maybe
like,
you want to stop a Rubik.
Yeah, he heard the ultimate and then he was like,
he's like, yes, my team is going to turn this.
Yeah,
wait, shouldn't the Horn be on cooldown?
Yeah, why am I dying?
Stampede coming in. Kez is going to move away. Pikachu doesn't manage to kill anyone here. And Pexu, he got dusted actually, so maybe they will find a kill. He's going to go for the TP out. The Terrorize has to be thrown out just to make sure that Treant won't escape.
Well, the Terrorize was used, but J4 gets some intelligence. They kill off the Treant. They use the dust though, but they do make them abandon their jungle. However, because they're playing like this, because they're reacting to the pushes on the tier 2s on top, the Silencers, the Alchemist is farming. on the opposite side of the map. And look at this, they know that, and they instantly smoke up and react. Actually, the tempo that Dynamo Brest is playing right now is really high, so I like it.
Kind of has to be, though, because we've kind of used this statement before that when an Alk is farming, even if you lose heroes, who cares? Alk's farming.
Yeah, you're playing versus an Alchemist. You have to pressure him.
And they know he's here. The smoke's going to start to break. And Mage, look at the way he's stationed. This is not easy to get to.
So this cliff fort here is always planted when you have an Alchemist, and it's so necessary. This Radiant cliff fort, not the dire ones. And it's very defensive, but it's basically what he needs to survive.
Ooh, Corey got killed by Nature's Prophet, by the way. That was just wards coming out, but he's doing what he loves to. And this is the dream. When
just
you play Nature's Prophet,
there was Yasha. There was Yasha in it.
That's true, actually. There was
Hood.
Ooh, yeah.
Yasha in the Hood.
Complete Hood and the recipe for the Yasha from Mirana.
Yeah. So that's
problematic.
Yeah, it's problematic to say the least.
Pikachu skews a rune, and with it, he'll skew a kill into a Rubik.
Alright, so they get what?
You know what? He would have lived there if he had his ward from the Korra.
Did they get any bounties again? At least one?
Well, they don't, because they did.
Mage.
Actually, no, they got one. They did get one. Mirana
Oh,
got one,
he ate the wrong tree.
Yep, wrong tree in. Invis still, they're going to run him down, but they can't finish him off. Meanwhile, double kill happening as Peksu finally ran down. Madara with the turnaround, they're going to so bad. Enough damage is there. The Terrorite is trying to move away. They'll be able to do Stomp on the 2. The Horn, not going to achieve anything here, but Centaur will give his life. I say achieve anything, but in fairness, the target was definitely the Mirana there who escaped alive.
Yeah, of course. The Centaur, though, did fall. The Treant did fall, but Alchemist survived that gang that they had around the shrine and the cliff. So Alchemist survived. He has that relic. Maybe he finished the Radiance. I haven't checked, but he's getting there, definitely. Yeah, there we go. He has the Radiance. It's not the best timing, but we've seen worse in this tournament, honestly. We've seen some.
A 26 minute.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, might be in trouble. The arrow connects on the J4. Bandara's going to move in boldly. Goes to the Starstorm. We have to get the kill on the Silencer. They do still get the kill on the Mage in return. Now the Bedlam coming out. Madara's going to be stunned up. There's too many targets. So bad needs to move away.
So bad should be fine.
Yeah, but Rubik did steal the Bedlam.
Yeah, they have no ways of catching him. So they get out. They lose the Silencer, but they do kill that Alchemist, which is super valuable for them. He did finish the Radiance, but this is looking grim for Lithium, who were the favorites, at least according to the betting odds.
No, bears aren't always right. That's kind of how betting sites stay in business.
That's how it works then.
They have to be wrong sometimes, but not right all the time. Meanwhile, Madara is going towards a Manta style here, which I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Well, when you consider that Furion already has that Orchid, and that you're playing versus Global Silence, and that it's good versus Cursed Crown, the Manta style makes a lot of sense.
There's so many layers, I'd rather have a BKB.
Yeah, the BKB is also definitely a possibility.
Oh, Gold Silence comes out. Pex is a bit too far out, will die. Madara going to stand his ground, the Terrorize, just holding on to it. So bad looking for the opportunity, goes down to Kezu. Going to try and run away, but he's too low, he's going to die. Now the Bedlam coming out. There's so many trees, maybe next time can't do anything. MYS going to get low. Can they finish him off? No. Terrorize that was stolen. It's going to turn around. They're going to get a kill onto the Nature's Prophet. And look to move away. The Curse Crown's going to be there. Madara can't move quick enough.
Leap.
One more leap, but he's going to be on top of. The toss is going to come out, the Avalanche, and he will fall.
All right.
Don't worry. Do you know why, Liz? Alk's been farming the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried for them, honestly, because, yeah, the Alchemist has been farming, but at the same time, you're playing versus Spectre Furion, you're giving them a lot of farm. That Tiny is not doing so shabby himself either. And Alchemist, he can really be a powerhouse, but he has to join these fights. He has the Radiance. The Blink Dagger is definitely a necessity for him as well for the next fight. And perhaps, as soon as you get that Blink, you go and fight, because they don't have a global right now. You might be able to win it. At least you might if the Alchemist joins the fight. If the Alchemist does not join,
but
I'm pretty certain the same thing's going to happen.
Instead, FCDB are getting aggressive once more. Pex with the Overgrowth, catching on too. Going to use the Shadow Realm to try and hide because he stomps onto this. J4 being chased onto by Pexu. And he's going to leave Dark Willow behind to die.
Dark Willow is goner.
Oh, Sprout coming out. Pexu. He's stuck in a trap of his peers, but he doesn't want to be there. Pikachu with DD. Stampede coming out. The Sun's going to be there on center, but the telekinesis is lit. The arrow through will not connect. No. Pikachu needs to move away. The Horn's going to be there. Palanimos trying to go for the back line. The Avalanche throwing him up. Pikachu's still on the run. Kezu going to cut the tree, trying to move away. J4 doing a lot of damage alongside MYS. Madara moves in. A lot of damage coming out. J4 will fall. MYS should be fine, though. Stun's going to be there. Mage just going to toss it out onto Palanimos, but that's enough. They say back away.
Palantimos, at the same time that they were fighting on one side of the map, he haunted in, went on that Rubik, solo killed him. Get that little pick off. He did the right, yeah.
MYS just got found.
The
Not enough
Orchid,
damage
though.
to kill him, though. It's so close, but the leap attack speed runs out.
I mean, that Orchid was
That
on
was beautifully
point.
done.
Yeah, most players are just gonna try to get out, but he Orchids the Mirana first. Risks a little bit because she does hit hard. Not hard enough, though. And because of that, he manages to get out. However, she did finish that Manta now. So it's not gonna be that easy to do that. Those kind of plays anymore.
And she can milk them for so much cash. We've been praising FCDB and how much net worth they have, but Mirana has built in a way that she's counted the items they're picking up, and she can kill them, as we saw there. It was so close.
She's getting there. She's getting there, definitely. She's becoming stronger. With the next global, perhaps, and the Haunt, if you are FCDB, you can look to fight. Or you can look to fight right now.
They found him. Avalanche toss going to come out because he's so damn tanky. The arrow won't connect. But Bedlam going to work here. The global stance is going to be there, but they're standing their ground. And when the Willow comes out, she's going to fall. The Terrorize is there, but that means they're going to run towards you. They're trying to move away with the urn. That's not going to be enough. Though Madara cutting across with a leap. He'll find the kill, and Sobat one more tap will do it. They did actually get the steal, the Terrorize. Sobat's still alive, but not for long. Mage ticks him out.
Yeah, actually Mage gets it with the Radiance, which is...
I would have rather died sooner and not given over the Terrorize there, because that's actually very strong against FCDB's lineup.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially
Avalanche
on
coming out. Pikachu needs to be careful. The Stampede in. He's being too greedy here. The Stomp's going to be there. The control is good, and he should be fallen. No escape from this. The Terrorize just to ensure he cannot get away.
There we go. They get a huge pick off there instantly after that Dark Willow. I don't know what he was doing there. I guess he was thinking he's going to be able to get out with the blink.
And look at the gold that Madara just got from that. He's going to get more gold. J4 in trouble. Mana comes out. He's going to move forward with the leap, finish him off. Double kill for Madara, and he just surpassed the Tiny in terms of net worth.
Looking scary for FCDB, as Alchemist has hit that. Like, he didn't hit his power spike yet, but he hit that small power spike in which he's actually able to join these fights. And as soon as he started joining these fights, they started winning them. So,
amazingly enough, when you fight 5v5, it tends to be more effective than 4v5.
who would have ever known? Like,
I would hope you'd know. You're meant to be a pro player.
What? Me?
A little old you, a little humble you, yeah.
It feels bad, man. Maybe.
Oh my god, look at the bounty gold.
Yeah, let's be honest, Dire has been taking these bounties more effectively than Lithium. Every single time they take 3 bounties, while Lithium take 1, if even that one. So even the last time, this whole fight with the Alchemist, it only happened because of the bounty runes. And yeah, they won the fight, but they lost 3 bounties again.
At the same time, FCDB have identified someone's wrong here. They're going to smoke up and try to set it right.
Pikachu is on the prowl in
front. If they go deep, they could pincer this.
He has that Echo Saber. He has the blink. He's ready. They know though. And Pexu
broke the smoke. Dust reveal, but they can't quite see him. We'll walk into the wall. Finally, the pings come out. They're going to go deeper. The Avalanche is going to be there. Stampede trying to move away. Sent down to half HP. The Stomp's going to come out. The turnaround's going to be there. Tiny, he needs to get the hell out of here. Even with the global stance, it's a bit too deep. Madara forced away by the Terrorize. Kezu getting low. The Horn might kill him. Palanos moving in. The Terrorize comes in. MNT with the steal once more. Now the Overgrowth. They got control. They're going to move on the Spectre. He actually did get the Horn, so he can throw it out whenever he wants. They get the big kill on the Spec, and that's huge. Even though they give over 2, it's worthwhile for that kill into Planamos.
Oh, definitely. The Alchemist survived, the Mirana survived, which are basically your main heroes, and Spectre died while the Global was used. So I think that Global was, I don't know if it was on cooldown or not, but they used it a little bit too late in that fight. If it was used a bit sooner...
They were very ignorant of the Treant as well. There's a clear difference in the pings. I guess they thought Treant's nowhere nearby, we can get him, but the Stampede's just in time.
They saw it. They saw the Treant because they had that fort, plus the dust, so the Treant was in vision, but Tiny decided to ignore him completely and go for bigger kills, which I don't mind, but the Global had to be then used a lot earlier so that they can get
the Stampede,
to stop the Stampede so that they can actually get those kills. Now Mage is actually very close to that Manta, and these fights are going to become much harder as they both the Mirana and the Alchemist are going to have ways of losing that Orchid.
And they smoke up, and Rubik, he could actually died there. Moyes did not realize it was a long TP.
Yeah, and he had that double damage, right? So with that DD, he definitely could have went for that Rubik if he knew that TP was so long.
Most definitely. And I'm thinking Lithium's goal next is to go for the Roche soon. With the Global Science Gold and the Horn as well, this will be the perfect time to do so, but first of all, they want to secure this tier 2 top.
They have a pretty good rush taking lineup with the Mirana and the Radiance and the tree there as well to give you armor so you can tank it up.
And the acid spray coming out.
Of course, yeah. So overall their lineup is good. the only thing you usually want to do before going that rush is you want to ward up this dire jungle, right? You want to plant down some wards so you have vision, so you know if they actually try to come and contest you.
Yep, and so far FCDB, they do secure the tier 2 in the the bot lane rather, and they are in a scenario where they can try and just assert dominance as jungle. The problem is, Alk isn't reliant on this anymore. He can just go wherever he wants now. He's up to 15k net worth, he has the important item.
So Rubik with the haunt again.
Yeah, he was holding on to it for quite a long time. It sets up a kill as they find MYS.
Yeah, they find Furion in the top left jungle. He was hiding, trying to get out. Kezu,
He can't stomp in time. He thought about it, but no one's nearby.
They are
Things come out though. This is a better target. Pikachu, as the use of Stampede coming out, J4 controlled up, the Terrorize, hold on to it, so bad won't be able to find a target. Finally going to throw it out? No! He says it's not worth it. Let J4 die. It's only 30 seconds. He can suck it up.
So basically, So Bad was not able to use that Terrorize in such a way in which he would catch both the Madara and the Centaur, and because of that, he gave up. Oh,
yeah, Pikachu just wants the runes. He knows he can't kill Kezu. It's too tanky at this point. He could try and snatch a rune, but Mage is waiting here as well. Be a little bit too brave.
Wow, that's actually amazing. They managed to take 2 bounty runes.
Bravo. Look at this turnaround.
Yeah, man. Not 3 bounty runes, 2 now.
They are getting the idea. So they've sat there and gone, oh, that's a lot of gold. So if we get bounty runes, we get gold?
For Alchemist?
Oh, that changes everything.
Wait, our Alchemist gets even more gold? Wow.
Tell me more of this weird sorcery. Uh-oh. Speaking of sorcery, the Orc comes out, the Global Silence there as well. The Sprout does connect on the Madara. They're going to try and haunt for the Curse Crown there as well. He has no escape. He already used the Mana Madara. And try and get him visit time, but the dust there to reveal him. He should fall, and alongside him will be Rubik.
Oh,
Jump in. Mage wants to fight. Everything's been blown. He knows he can go now. The Terrorize is going to be there, but MYS, he should tick out regardless. Now they're going to go to work. It's too much damage. They overwhelm the Alk for his greed.
Well, excuse me, sir. They did use their silences, but you're still alone versus 4.
And Kezu's in trouble in the mid lane. Just use the Stampede. He might be able to move away quick enough, courtesy of the Living Armor.
You are a mage, sir, but
You're a mage, not a wizard, Harry. Calm down. Don't get ahead of yourself. I mean, he's beefy. He's getting a lot of gold.
He's getting a lot of gold, but
gold.
He just threw so much. Every time that Alchemist dies, you have to keep in mind that his whole team, like, they have so much net worth because of that Alchemist. He's on 17,000 right now. So those kills are actually hurting them much harder than they usually would, right? In a normal game. Alchemist is meant to be this in front, but you're not meant to be feeding.
Cost away, he's fine. And they just got the Roche as well. They're about to finish it up. One more tap is on his. Planamos gets himself an eggs.
Yeah, and it's uncontested that he can just use the dagger to run across those hills and into the safety of the dire jungle.
This is worrying, as you said, the outdone like that. It's not just the fact that you are the big gold source for your team, you're the big gold source for the opponents. Yeah. They're just going to eat you up. They get so much money worth for it.
They circled around him like kids around one big golden piñata, and they just trashed him. They kicked him while he was giving them gold coins.
Alk is delicious candy at this point, and as a result of that, you can now just see the item starting to come out. We do see a battle build for the Spectres. Just
they don't get him with smoke.
Oh dear.
They don't get him. He actually blinked.
He can just go farm. That's all good. He doesn't need to go fight, right?
I mean, it's fine. Like, smoking S5 is something that I'm usually
against unless you're really far behind and trapped.
Exactly.
Kezu, the smoke just broke. Dagger's going to connect onto him. I'm not sure where he's heading. I think they did see the spec up, but do you really want to jump on the person with 2 lives first?
I mean, you smoke up and you go to your jungle, but your jungle is completely warded up. So this movement is very hard to like justify unless you're going to de-ward your jungle and plant some of your own wards. So it's difficult. What they actually are planning to do is take this tier 1 maybe. Nope.
Nope. They don't get a chance. So Bad might find a kill here, though. Pex, who's nearby, but of course Invis, they are scouting out. Let's see what they're going to see. Pex, who sees everything. The smoke just broke. They put down the sentry too late. He'll move away.
Alchemist just used his illusions to outpush bottom, went back top. He's going to farm top now and should be safe while they take over the Radiant jungle once again. So he's good at dodging them so far, at least. He's still farming. He's finding his farm. The Alchemist, however, he's not the strongest late game carry. Spectre is much better in this aspect, I believe. Oh, tosses him on the
Get it quicker, Mage. I'm pretty sure that wasn't any quicker than him walking over there, but it's all good.
Yeah.
The comedial value as well.
Arrow.
No, that's don't worry.
Arrow hits Kezu.
His own teammate. It's covering.
Arrow.
It's a bodyguard arrow, just in case he's like, if Tiny jumps on you right now, you're protected.
That was interesting, actually. Very interesting. There we go. We have a disconnect.
Well, you know, to be honest,
He needs to chill a bit. He's been farming so much. Like, he wants to take a little break.
He's got carpal tunnel. You know, it's all good. But in fairness, this is looking a lot better than the previous game. At least this mid, he might be disconnected from the game, but he's not disconnecting from the game while in the game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, of course. We've seen many alchemists disconnecting and being AFK a little bit because they've been dying the whole time. And just
that's more Venomancers we see do that one.
Oh, today it's Venomancer.
Yeah, it changes each day. That's the beauty here at the Maincast Autumn Brawl is every day has new feeders. I mean, new AFKs.
Well, we didn't have any in this game. This game looks very evenly matched,
close,
actually. Yeah.
Like, despite what it appears to a lot of people, it's like, oh, wow, you know, it's clear that Lithium's behind. No, not really, because they have the heroes they need to actually bounce back. Alka is still getting farm, and while the time is closing, which they can be effective because they are up against the Spectre lineup, at the same time, Mirana is a formidable late game carry.
Yeah, she definitely is. This Octarine core, when the mage gets it, is gonna boost his farm a bit even harder.
J4.
Just that little bit harder.
Okay, that got spotted out, and now he's going to die. I like the Pex who just waits long enough. He's like, okay, I'll then place the ward. I know it's coming. The Overgrowth to ensure the death. The arrow to cover Kezi once more.
Covering arrow. Zoning arrow,
These
basically.
are clear zoning arrows. You can't even objectify against them.
Of course. It's just zoning arrows from Adara. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, he's been pretty on point so far this game. He's definitely been the standout player for the side of Lithium up to now.
I mean, when you consider the amount of farm that he's got and the amount of impact that he has had in this game, you're definitely right. Are they gonna smoke up again? Because they are under a ward. Yeah, they're using the ulti, but they are under a ward.
Pikachu's here. They want to get the rooms. The Terrorize coming through, hitting on only Kezi though. And then, so bad, he's seen they won't go for this though. They're a little bit reluctant.
And how many runes did they pick up once again?
Let me just hit my calculator. 1! It was 1!
Nice calculator, actually.
It's a very good calculator.
Very fast.
It speaks, as you've heard.
Very fast.
That's just my nimble fingers. But
I don't know. Having only one bounty rune almost every time, once they got 2, it's pretty bad considering you have an alchemist. Yeah.
Imagine how much net worth lead they'd have if they got, I don't know, 4, 5 more bounties.
That alchemist would be in a much better spot. Although he's not doing very
he's
badly
not doing terribly,
either.
But you shrug at one point and go, it's an alch. You expect this.
Basically, an alchemist is supposed to be this much in front, if not even further. So, if he wants to win the game, obviously. Pikachu does not get hit by that.
I don't see Kezu. That wasn't a bodyguard arrow. That was actually an aggressive.
Oh. Alright. Kezu is still there. Calm down. He's a little bit lower on the net worth. I thought you don't see him on the net worth charts. But he's there.
No, I see him. He's dangling. Just above the willow, barely. But
didn't have the easiest lane. He
really didn't.
He was sacked, so he's in recovery mode. But all he has to do is use that ulti, and he's already useful.
They did just throw out an arrow. It got dodged, but the important part is the pings came out. They know there's vision on that high ground. That's the only way J4 would have known.
Oh, Palantimos still has 15 seconds to work with. He wants to take this tier 2, but they should know. They should know that this Aegis is gonna...
They could jump him right now, yeah. Oh, Avalanche to the mid lane. The Stampede's going to come up as the defensive one. Centaur just looking to move away. Mage moving forward. He's going to try and throw out the stun. He hasn't got a target just yet. No, he doesn't get it in time. The Global Sun's going to be just use the mana as well. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to jump right on top. The damage is huge. They'll drop Mage, and now Centaur might go down as well. Kezu's getting low. Madara on the back foot looking for someone. He'll get the kill on the Sansa, but Pexu, he pings out. He's stuck in the trees. MYS moving across. The BKB still running. Trying to get onto them running quick enough. There's the Terrorize. Forces Madara to just run away. He can't stand and fight. He did get the kill on the Tiny. He's getting low, though. The root hold in place. Palantimos going to work, going to town. He'll get it. And then M&T trying to move away quick enough. He can't do so, though. He's got him told Kezu's arrived. Palantimos needs to get the hell out. He doesn't have an Aegis anymore. They'll cancel the Spirit Vessel. He's going to turn around.
Back in.
He wants MNT. They're going to go with the Bedlam, but the Stomp's going to come out. They might be able to turn around now, get this kill. The Chaos Crown's going to be there. Palantimos trying to move away. The buyback in. MYS says, let's fight. We can end them right now. The Spirit Vessel and Centaur silenced up. He can't do anything but die here. And Pexu, he could try with the TP, but it's too late. No!
Oh, he gets out.
It. One more tap is all that was needed, but he'll survive.
What a great victory for Team Lithium's Treant Protector.
They keep Pexu alive. That's all that matters.
Not for anyone else, though. Everyone else is dead.
And this is a problem because look at the buybacks right now.
I mean, Mage, why? What are you doing? That Manta to dodge the stun and then just set up the global so you can't do anything else afterwards.
J4 just looked and shrugged and went, okay, this is possibly the easiest decision I've ever had in my life. I'm just going to press R.
That was so unfortunate as well because he used Manta to get
and he still stunned himself.
And he still stunned himself and then global instantly after to follow up. Oh, that was actually so unfortunate.
Luckily for them, FCDB are not going to sack their base. And thus, they didn't have to commit the buybacks either, which is a big deal for Lithium. Especially with this Mirana's buyback. Madara is probably the most important hero in the game still.
Yeah, Madara is definitely the one that we have to look, as she's going to be, he's going to be doing the most damage in these fights.
That's the thing, when he gets a BKB, he could actually turn that sort of fight. If you think of that fight, let's theorize he had the BKB there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. This is the problem, though. Now you have the Manta, and you're going into the BKB as well. These
it's
items,
full defensive.
Yeah, I mean, with Manta you get some damage.
It's still a defensive pickup.
It's still a defensive pickup, and then you go for the BKB, which is, again, a defensive pickup. You need it, I understand that, but at the same time, you're not going to be really hitting too hard. And your other core, besides Alchemist, is a Centaur, who has had a horrible game. And he's not going to contribute too much either. So it's basically on you and Alchemist, who is naturally not really a really great damage outputter.
Damage dealer?
Damage dealer? Wow, that's much easier, actually.
Damage exacerbator. There you go, that's a fancy one for you. But they smoked up, the Moonlight Shadow did end, the pings are there. And this is the thing, if this fails, this isn't Alka still farming, it's fine. He's involved in these ganks now. And, well, FCDB knows what's going on. They're going to smoke up themselves. Haste on so bad as he moves past. Pexu did break the smoke.
Pexu is in a good position, though. There we go.
There it is. So bad they're going to find
Shadow
him
Realm,
here.
though.
He gets his Shadow Realm in time. The stun is long. They might be able to get him still. Yule's coming out. Madara moving forward. He wants to finish this off. The Terrorize, too late. So bad's still going to fall. But now on the back foot, Nate's trying to move in. But no, behind them, they're going to actually lose the Rubik as Pikachu solos him out. Mage.
Oh, you see, he's
he
proving
got it.
to us.
He learned.
He's basically using that stun over there just to show that to all the viewers here, like, yeah, I can do it, guys. I'm not that bad. I can actually dodge the stun.
But important thing here, screw that fight. Who cares? That's support for support.
Pexu?
Another support. Screw that. Who cares?
Yeah,
Another
whatever.
Support.
Just the support, right?
Have a look at the net worths. Have a look at the fact that the Mirana is
dropping.
Dropping? No, she's moving above the Spectre.
No, man, she's not above the Spectre. Look, 30 gold away.
She's about to, though.
50 gold away.
The way she's going, she's about to.
Well, she might catch on to that Spectre, definitely, and move above her.
And that's the important thing, because yes, the Alk is starting to maybe lose impact, but the Mirana is gaining and gaining, and we just highlight she's the most important thing here.
Yeah, she is gaining impact, but you have to keep in mind, this Spectre, she just finished an Abyssal. And with that Abyssal, if she jumps on that Mirana, even with the BKB and Manta, is gonzo. So it's problematic. I like the Mjolnir pickup as well. You can use that Mjolnir onto the Alchemist so he hits, so he can go inside even deeper. You can use the Mjolnir on yourself as well, obviously, but
yeah, but you don't want to be touched.
Yeah, you don't really want to be in the fray.
Being touched in the top lane, they found the Sentai. He gets the Stampede out, but he's sprouted in place. It's pretty tanky on the back foot, though. They found Madara. Oh, dear. The Haunt's going. They're looking for more. They'll be able to find it. Global Stun's going to be there. And Kezu trying to run away. Diffuseled up. He's running out of mana. He's running out of time. He's going to fall. The stun's going to be there on Mage. Tries to dodge it out. He does do so successfully, but now hit up by the Spirit Vessel. He needs to move away. The cover's there. The Global Science was stolen. Nicely done there. They might be able to reset Mage. He's holding his stun. He's going to throw it out on the Palanamos down to half HP. But Pikachu trying to move in. He's going to go for the Avalanche. See some damage on the Mage. The Chemical Rage has ran out. He needs to throw out his stun, but he won't get a chance to. Triple kill for Palanamos. And despite the best intentions from Rubik. Oh, Pexu, this time, I'm afraid not, buddy. Last time he made it out. This time, not so much.
It's a great win for Team Lithium's Rubik, though.
He lived!
He lived. That's it. Yeah, GV. Anyways, I don't know. Really, there's a Rubik now. I guess he can Fate Bolt this to slow it down. If you're planning on defending this, though, you have to buy back. And as soon as you buy back, you know what's going to happen? They're going to go rush.
And that's what they're doing. They forced the big buyback in their eyes as they managed to get the Alchemist to use his. And look at this. MYS is already ahead of the curve. He knows what he wants to do. It's going to be fast. Pikachu with these crits. This is actually the big deciding factor. You said about the Abyssal pickup, but more importantly is just how quickly Pikachu kills Mirana.
Yeah, that Tiny just makes anyone evaporate to this time. It isn't only the Mirana, it's also this Alchemist and this tiny little Centaur. Like, this Centaur is very squishy too. Like, he disappears just as fast.
He's not as much a Centaur or horse as he is a pony at this point.
Yeah, he's definitely a little pony. Well, it's the supports of Brest as well. Like, they have the Silencer, he has the Global, he does so much in these fights. At the same time, the Dark Willow is almost unkillable with the Shadow Realm, with that Aeon Disc pickup.
And that's one thing to highlight here. Silencer's positioning has been pretty on point for a long time. J4, he's never visible. They never seem to be able to find him. And as a result, they always have to fight into a global silence.
Yeah, I mean, Silencer isn't really a hero that's supposed to be visible or that's supposed to be anywhere in front or even close to the front line. So overall, for him, the game has been pretty alright, pretty standard, well played. Just a solid game by the Silencer so far. Not on the lane, though. On the lane, he's been...
We don't talk about that. No,
that was a long time ago.
He's changed. He's adapted. He's evolved into a beautiful press R man now. But in fairness, he hasn't exactly been hiding in base either. He has been participating in the ganks. That's the other beautiful thing about it. The fact that they can never find him, despite the fact they have the Moonlight Shadows. They've got the invis with the Treant.
He has always been there, and he definitely helped his teammates a lot. Even the last words in these fights were on point. Well, Mage is going for that Shiva's next. It's gonna help a little bit, I suppose, with the armor, but...
Might be a BKB, actually.
Here we go. Maybe they can find the Spectre, actually.
Yeah,
this is the kill.
He's alone. If they do this quickly. Okay, so
this
sees him.
Kill.
Lanamos. There you go. Stomp even blinks to ensure control is good. The arrow's going to follow through. Oh no, the mana! He dodges into the arrow. But it's not enough. He's so damn tanky. The Overgrowth coming out. The Stampede, they're throwing everything here. And look at the movement coming up on FCDB. They finally pop in once, but now they're in trouble. They are surrounded here. They're charging the stun on the Planamos. The Globe Silence coming out. They're going to have to fight quickly. They might be able to get Spectre. Yes! Major's still healing up enough. Pikachu, he can't do the damage. And then he's going to be able to survive the buyback. The Horde, they're coming in. They're going to turn it. Alka's dead for 120 seconds. The TP out attempt by Rubik will fail. And Madara's going to fall. Kezu, last man standing in the tree line. But he knows that they are in a tight situation here, as they do not have buybacks on any of the big ones. The Alk and the Mirana do not have it.
This is a big victory for Team Lithium's enemies. That is FCDB. They are definitely on point with that. Buyback on Spectre, actually, they just take the fight.
They needed it as well, because actually, Lithium were tanking everything.
Of course. But now you don't have a buyback on Alchemist. For 80 seconds, no buyback on Mirana. For 50 seconds, you need to buyback on your supports if you're planning on defending this.
Yeah, you know what else you don't have? A base. This is not going to take long.
One side is definitely gone. The second one...
You have no damage.
Yeah.
How do you hold this?
You don't. I mean, you could maybe mess with them with Rubik and Tree a little bit, but...
I mean, the only reason FCDB is not going for Throne is they don't know if they're being baited in yet. But this has become obvious very quickly.
They should know that Alchemist has no buyback. That should be obvious. They're not certain about Mirana. And now it's definitely obvious.
Now it's very, very grim. Oh, Avalanche toss forward. See you later, maybe next time. And now Kezu stunned on the spot. He can't move away. The Undis does get procced. Dark Willow, but it won't matter. Toss after toss after toss, and Kezu's gone. The buyback's going to be there because Nature's Prophet needs to get back in his pecs. He's trapped in the trees. He should fall regardless. And there's the buyback on the tree. Mirana's up. This is their last hope, the last savior. Can Madara deliver them glory? He's going to need to take the fight of his life here. They don't have Overgrowth.
Maybe they'll just try and fight versus Megas. I think that's the plan. Call GG or fight versus Megas. You cannot fight. You cannot fight right now.
I mean, I'm wondering why FCDB even lets them be in this scenario. Yes, the Spectre doesn't have buyback, but the Tiny does. You could just go end.
You could.
The only thing I'm thinking is if you don't, then you're kind of giving Lithium a chance to bounce back, because when you have your buybacks, they'll have theirs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But at the same time, your Spectre is going to have a butterfly, and it's going to be much harder to kill her. And let's be real, that last time, they were super fortunate with the way they caught that Spectre, because she used the Manta, and the arrow went through the illusion and onto the real Spectre. That was so something ridiculous. And that's why they killed her. That's basically, if that didn't happen, she would have scurried away. They wouldn't be able to. She was way too tanky. Without that arrow connecting, she would have escaped.
The only thing I'm thinking here is your Tiny's reaching critical mass.
Oh, he's already on that critical mass, right?
I mean, wow, he's going to get the moonshot as well, right? And then he's done, right? That's it. Then it's just on Lithium to try and square up with the Mirana. So you're giving them maybe more time than you should. is my thought.
Almost 30,000 gold advantage for a team that's playing versus an Alchemist. You're not in a really good position, are you?
No, it's looking pretty grim. But maybe I'm just going to keep looking at this Mirana because we've seen Mirana achieve miraculous things. The only problem is you're going to need a good 20 minutes of farming.
Yeah,
and you're not going to get that.
You're not going to get that. And 20 minutes maybe, yes, in a normal game, but here you're farming mega creeps, so...
That's why it's going to take at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not going to... What can you buy? You can buy a small crit, and that's it right now. Perhaps that's the most cost-effective item when it comes to damage output, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. We've seen it be pretty effective, especially with Mirana. The RNG factor doesn't matter when you tap that fast. But at the same time, you're going to need the buyback. There's no dispute on that. Tiny just keeps his pressure there. He doesn't even need to. The creeps will do it himself. But right now, because he's at that critical mass, Pikachu is in a stage of, what else do I do?
Yeah, he's just chilling here. Perhaps they can wait for another rush. And after that, they can pressure more, but that's far away.
This is the most likely thing we're going to do, though. You say it's far, but in the span of what they're doing right now, it's like 2 minutes. Who cares, right?
They aren't really doing anything better either with their time. They're just AFKing here. Pikachu is just throwing his trees at them. They smoked up, so
okay,
that's going to happen. They don't want to wait.
Yeah, they don't have buyback on the Tiny because he did buy out, by the way.
Well, Pexu might break their smoke, actually.
Yeah, Pex is pretty far out. They don't know yet.
If he moves out and they go through, that might... Oh, Centaur might get caught. Kezu might get caught here.
Oh dear, Kezu shows himself. The crits are big and he's dead. The Horn came out. They'll be able to pursue for more now. The ping's already there. He's going to go deep. Spectre trying to go in, but he wants to end this right now. The Global Silence and the Terrorize. Scaring away, but Rubik won't make it back to his fountain. You got your cores left, but what can they do? Bedlam in the fountain, the Spirit Vessel as well. They can't do anything. It looks like this might be it. They need to defend quickly. Palanamos tanking the fountain. So bad. The Aeon Discord trigger will finally run up. The user's going to be there. The Curse Ground's going to connect on the Madara, and he'll be stunned up on the spot. They don't even care. They're going to go for the front. They go Rune on the spot. Madara's going to man her out of this, but what can you do now? It's going to be Sprouted in the tree line. NYS, BKB up. They're going to get it. The buyback's coming out. They need to turn this round. Kezu, this Storm's looking good. Palanamos getting low, but they can't quite finish him off. They're going to use the man to move away. This stun, the move is looking good from Mage. He might be able to get this. They're going to get him low. It's turning around. NYS going to force him away and kill him off. Palanamos, he's going to live. And they don't even finish off NYS. They finally get him. Mage is going to chase on the J4 here. And he'll try and dodge it out, but it's too late. Double kill for Mage. They hold, but all they got left in their base now is one useless building, a statue, and an Ancient.
Wait, is Ancient the useless one? No, right? It isn't. It's Golden Statue. That's what they need to kill, right? I mean, come on.
I'm not going to lie. When you say these things, I'm doubtful that EPG are ever going to pick up the phone.
I mean, all right, they use their buybacks, and because of that, they hold. And to be honest, like Tiny does not have a buyback right now, so they have to wait. So they have to wait for this. They actually have.
Oh no, they don't. Palanamos jumps in with the Horn. Mage has been found. He can't tank this. No, he's going to go down the Spirit Vessel and ensures it.
He has buyback though.
He does indeed, but he might be forced to expend it. How ballsy are you feeling right now, Palanamos?
I guess if you're Alchemist right now, you don't use it. You're trying to.
You have to not use that. That is crucial that you don't throw that out here because you're the only one with the buyback. You're the only one who can take those risks outside the base.
Yeah, Madara, just let him defend, and that's it. Unless you're forced to use it, because Spectre, she must just come back again. That's, I mean, most importantly, I think what's gonna happen is Spectre is gonna wait for that rush. That would be the safest play at least. Just wait for the rush, take the Aegis, and then end up. Then just finish this game, wrap it up.
Yeah, but they could have done that before, Liz, and they didn't.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. But they didn't want to wait. That's it. That span of 2-3 minutes that you talked about felt
too long.
Felt way too long. We're ending this.
Got a dinner date to go on, all right? That's what it is. But you know what? You might want to start with an appetizer cheese, and Roche will be up soon. 40 seconds.
All right, Madara didn't actually get anything.
No, he got the Demon Edge.
Did he?
Yeah, he picked it up. It's on the way.
It's on the way? Alright, it's flying. It's flying towards him.
So bad. Oh, if he snipes this out, they know about it as well. He's going to blink forward, trying to get the core. They can't.
He gets arrowed,
He gets stunned, actually. There's an arrow in the face, and so bad, it's not long enough. He'll be able to move away.
Yeah, they don't want to go on him. He still has that Aeon Disc, so...
Yeah, and MYS is backing him here.
And he has a Hex as well. Oh, never mind. He's not going to go any further up.
There you go. MKB complete for Madara. He hits pretty damn hard now. The BKB for Alchemist as well.
He actually went with the MKB. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, Aug doesn't have buyback now, by the way. He committed.
So you don't have a buyback on Alchemist, you don't have a buyback on Madara.
And they're going to know. Like, why would you be holding on to the gold like that otherwise?
Oh, look at that rush disappearing.
This is, yeah,
Are we even going to get the cinematic? There we go.
There we go. Just in time to see poor little Roche fell. Say no to Roche abuse, folks.
One small millisecond of a rush.
Oof.
Right,
Just the way he gets sucked into the ground.
Alright, so the Spectre is now able to use the Haunt.
Twice,
die,
yep.
Yeah, die, then use the Refresher Shard, use the Haunt again.
This is a scary, scary situation.
Alchemist, still no buyback. He needs 200 more gold, and are they gonna let him farm it? They should.
They're gonna. There's a creep wave pushing in. If they move quick enough, maybe FCDB, they're smoked up behind Pijamas.
Pijamas does not care, man. Look how deep and long he
Hex
is.
coming out. They found target. Has Kezi. This is important one. The global silence as well. He actually can't use Stampede. Finally, the Lotus Orb will come out and move away. Madara forces you to BKB and Mage as well. It's all defensive. Now the throw is done. Madara needs to do something. That throne's being knocked onto pretty fast here. They can try and zone them out. Mage just chasing for the Terrorize won't connect. They'll turn around the stun. They'll be able to get rid of Nature's Prophet is down. They're going to chase for more. So bad with the Aeon Disc trying to buy time. Pijamas going in. He'll be able to find the kill on Madara. The Terrorize is brilliant from maybe next time. The steal on point, but Kezi walks in and he ends the game. GG, game 1, FCDB, they take it.
Where are you now, betters? Where are you now?
Checking with their bank accounts, making sure they've got enough money to bet different next time, maybe. I mean, in fairness to it, FCDB looked dominant, but everyone's going to go, they had mega creeps, it's very simple, but if they get wiped there, it's a big ask. But if they, like, FCD should have just been able to close that out, but because they rushed and didn't wait for Roche.
The first time they really rushed it, there was absolutely no need for them after getting Megas to go in like that and just prolong the game, make us unsure if they're going to actually clean it up like fast or not. But overall, it was never a doubt. The Tiny had way too much. Kezu Centaur just didn't have those items that they needed. Dirt poor. Never, like that Agonist was not there.
Imagine if it was as well.
Yeah, he just struggled so much in the laning stage that he could never kind of come online properly. Because of that, not only because of him though, definitely not, but the Alchemist timings they weren't really bad. 16 minutes Radiance, it's bad, but it's not super bad, right? It's not your 26-minute Radiance.
Yeah, it's not
least.
The game is over already.
Yeah, and so once he got that Radiance and the Blink Dagger, they won a couple of fights, but they just couldn't be compact enough. They weren't making these proper moves in the mid game.
They still let Tiny find the pickoffs. They also didn't protect Madara well enough. They were so focused on keeping Mage alive when Madara was evening up on the net worth. At that stage, it sounds stupid to dump the Alk, but the Mirana's going to do more in the long run. Yeah,
the Mirana was so important for them. And truth be told, Madara was doing so much. But these heroes, they aren't really heroes that die too easily to the Mirana. You have the Spectre that can close distance with the Haunt, and we saw her do exactly that. Use your Haunt, close distance, just use your Basher or later on the Abyssal on the Mirana, and she's a squishy little poor kitty. She dies. She can't really fend off all of them on her own.
Well, the good news is these are best of threes, and hopefully we see a little bit of fight back from Lithium. Maybe they take game 2, maybe we get a best of 3 that goes to game 3. All those questions, they'll be answered in a few minutes, but for now we're going to go to a break.